Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's Terry Walsh, CEO of Friendship Villages and the Executive Director of the Sunset Hills Campus. It's Wednesday, October 7th. I'm glad to see all of you today. Pretty soon we'll be able to maybe try to get back into some in-person all-resident meetings. We're beginning to work on that and trying to figure out a way that we can get at least some smaller groups back into the ballroom and other venues to have some in-person all-resident meetings, and we're beginning to work on that and trying to figure that out so that we don't have to continue doing these videos all the time with just the one-way communication, because I think it's important for you to be able to ask questions and to inquire about some things that we can answer for you right there in real time. So I know the videos are helpful. I'm happy to do them and I like to do them, but I think it's also very important for us to have two-way communication with the residents. So we're going to begin working on that. I'm glad to see all of you. You all already know that the landscaping, the project, the expansion project around the Sunset Hills campus is really looking good. It's a beautiful fall and autumn season this year at this point. And I know that a lot of you have been around, and I know in that patio area between the new independent living building at Devonshire and then Berkshire, and now the new care center a little bit down the hill, it's really looking nice, beautiful fall atmosphere. The fountains are going, and it's really resort-like. And I know a lot of work we've done in the crossing as well with the new marketplace. By the way, I'm told that the most popular items selling out of the marketplace are the candy bars. So those of you who are on watching this video know who you are, but we're doing well in our candy bar sales. And the Friendship Village pullovers as well for the employees. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the new marketplace in the crossing and the new renovated lobby within the crossing. It's very nice, and we're glad that everybody's able to enjoy that. But my goal is to try to draw us out a little bit more, perhaps back into the ballroom and some other places, so that I can see everybody's faces and interact with you personally versus just on TV with one-way communication. The care center, the new care center is really looking nice. They're moving furniture in as we speak. In fact, starting this past Monday, 2 days ago, and going through next Friday, we've got 2 semi-tractor trailer trucks per day unloading new furniture in the new care center. And then of course it has to get distributed to all the rooms, and the furniture has to be assembled and put together, just like we used to do on Christmas mornings. You remember putting things together for the kids? We've got to do all that in the care center, and that's a lot of furniture. That's a big building, and a lot of things are going in there. The last thing that'll go in will be all the new beds in the care center. We will have an opportunity for all of you to walk through the new care center toward the end of November so that you can see what it looks like. We've got to do that before we begin moving residents in, because once the residents are in, if we're still under the no visitor policy in the care center, then you won't be able to go in there. So we're going to do it before that happens, before we move the residents in, so that you can see what the new care center looks like. We'll also be offering opportunities for family members to help go in before we move anyone, to help select the room for their loved one and their location and their window view in the new building, because there are lots of different views out of the rooms, and it's what a great opportunity to have to try to pick the room that you want when you have the chance. So it's a fantastic building. It's gorgeous inside. It's now chaos with boxes and cabinets and things literally lining the hallways and all of that happening, and then the artwork going up. But it's really taking shape, and it's really a nice building, and we're going to be able to show it to you toward the end of next month, toward the end of November. So we're very excited about that. As we're getting into fall, we have a lot of activities going on outside around the grill. I know we had a cookout last night. There's another one tonight. And I hope that you're taking advantage of that. If you are aware of those and sign up, I encourage you to do that. I understand that the one last night was really very nice. It was kind of breezy during the day, but the breeze died down just in time for dinner. And they're having another one tonight. So I hope that you're able to take advantage of that. I encourage you to do that. And particularly residents in the crossing who hesitate to come down to the clubhouse because it's a long walk. We're trying to do some things under the portico at the crossing as well. So I hope you take advantage of that. But we're not getting as many residents out of the apartments to do those sorts of things that we would like to see. Socialization is very important. And I know a lot of people are still afraid to venture out for fear of the COVID-19 coronavirus. But I think our campus is pretty safe. We've had a pretty good track record over 3 months now since we've had any residents with COVID-19. So take the opportunity to get out and walk around and breathe some fresh air and walk around the campus. The walking paths are much longer now that we've got all the finished sidewalks and the landscaping around the new building. So there's a lot to see, and I encourage you to get out and walk around and enjoy the sun, and while it's not too hot or too cold, and enjoy the campus. This is your campus, so I encourage you to enjoy it and get out and walk around. And to take advantage of the dinner opportunities that are available to you. I know everybody's enjoying the room service and everybody's comfortable with that, and you can have dinner in your PJs and all those sorts of things, but take an opportunity to get dressed and go out and have some dinner with some friends in one of our dining rooms when those opportunities, or outside when those opportunities arise. I think it'll be good for everybody to see you and for you to see everybody as well. We are beginning to think about what we're going to do for our annual Christmas galas, and those of you that have been here a while, or at least more than a year, know that we have fantastic Christmas galas, Christmas dinners, and we've had them in the ballroom in the past. Those of you that are new in the Devonshire building or have moved in other places on the campus since the holidays last year aren't familiar with what we do, but it's a big deal. It's one of the biggest events of the year on our calendars, and it's something that we want to continue to do, and we're working now on how and what kinds of ways we can continue providing that and doing those Christmas galas in smaller numbers so that we don't violate the social distancing requirements. But I can assure you, I'm asking the staff to come up with some innovative ways where we can still have a reason for you to get your best clothes on and get your hair done and come to a nice dinner and have a nice social event, an evening out essentially on campus with everybody else for our Christmas galas. So we're trying to figure out how to do that in a good, safe way, but I think it's extremely important to do that. And I enjoy them, and I enjoy seeing everybody all dressed up in your finest, and it's a great opportunity for us. So we're going to see, even with COVID-19, we're going to see how we can do that. We're going to work hard at trying to make it fit. We have an event that's going to come up on November 11th for Veterans Day. We're going to sponsor a luncheon for all the veterans on campus. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, but unfortunately, we won't be able to have space for spouses to come. But for the veterans themselves, whether you're male or female, we've got some of each. We're going to have a luncheon for you in honor of your service to our country. That's also going to include our employees who are veterans. Veterans are veterans, whether you're a retiree or whether you're an employee of the campus or whether you're a resident. We're going to honor all of our veterans that have to do with Friendship Village. And so our luncheon is going to invite not only our residents who are veterans, but also our employees. And we do have a handful of employees working here who are veterans of the armed services. And so we're going to invite them to lunch too. And we'll all be able to tell some war stories. We're not going to have a big fancy program, but we'll have a very big fancy lunch and a nice opportunity for everybody to tell some war stories and some other things and thank each other and honor each other for their service to our country. So we're going to do that on November 11th. Stay tuned for a RSVP request for that so we know how many will be able to make it. But that's one of the things I've asked our staff to work on, is some way to honor our veterans with a luncheon on November 11th. Overall, everything's going well. I don't have a financial report to give you. I will have financial numbers hopefully by the end of this week, but I don't have them right now, so I can't really tell you how we did financially in the month of September because I just don't have the numbers yet. We are seeing a little bit more activity. Matt Beckham in the sales department is telling me that there is a little bit more activity going on with prospective residents. More people are calling, more people are taking tours. The bottom line is we've got to get people to actually commit and pick a move-in date and move in. This is the bottom line. That's what we have to accomplish. The amount of interest gets to that point, and we encourage all of you, and I ask you, if you know anybody out there who is really struggling or not doing well with COVID and trying to live on their own in their own house and defend themselves against COVID-19, there is no safer place, except maybe Antarctica. There's no safer place to be from COVID-19 than Friendship Village, I can tell you now, because we've not had any cases here in a number of months. And so there are people out there who are afraid to move from their own house because they don't want to catch it, but they still have to interact with the rest of society in some way or cook their own meals and all those sorts of things, who would much rather be here and would be better off if they were here. So if you know anybody like that, who would benefit from moving here and being in a place that can take care of them and look out for them and provide all of those services that they're having difficulty with on their own, then call them and get them situated and arranged with our sales department so they can learn more about the campus and we can help them. Our mission is to help seniors, and part of that mission is to offer them ways that they can live better and live in a more healthy way, and that includes living on a campus where you can socialize with other people and not be isolated in your own home. So I ask you to contact some of your old friends and ask them if they're about ready to think about this sort of thing. I know people are afraid because of COVID-19, but there is nothing to be afraid of coming here. And so I ask your help in helping us recruit new residents. The care center is doing very well. They're still doing visits in the ballroom in the care center. Until we get the word otherwise. The county prevalence for COVID-19 has increased a little bit again, St. Louis County. And so when that happens, more restrictions happen with the care centers, not just ours, but every skilled nursing facility around the whole county. The rules change as those numbers change within the county. So we're constantly monitoring that and receiving guidance from the county health department on what our restrictions are or are not going to be based on the percentage of people in the county that have COVID-19. So it has nothing to do with how well our track record is at Friendship Village. It has everything to do with the track record across the entire St. Louis County. So we are subject to those restrictions that the county health department places on us. Right now, we can have visitors. I know Fountain View Assisted Living is able to have visitors, which is good because we can also get some prospective residents in there on tours to see Fountain View Assisted Living also. So that's good for us. We're beginning to organize some smaller prospective resident events, a lunch or a breakfast, but with smaller numbers of people like we did with large numbers of people in the past, to try to get more people in here to visit the campus and see what our lifestyle is like at Friendship Village. So I encourage your friends back in the old neighborhood or at your church who are struggling with COVID-19 or are worried about it, encourage them to come and take a look here because we'd be happy to have them. We are beginning to gear up on staffing for the new care center when it opens. We are also working on certifying our care center with the new memory care program that we have in our memory care unit at Fountain View. You know, we are now certified, and one of the only ones in this entire part of the country certified for the Montessori memory care program. So we do have a world-class memory care program. We're not a normal memory care operation that you would see at other facilities around town. We are nationally certified with this program called the Montessori program, and we're now beginning to train our care center staff so that we'll have our Montessori program there. And what we now know is the Lilac neighborhood, the memory care section of our care center, we're going to work on replicating the Montessori program in our new memory care unit within the care center as well. So the entire staff will be trained and we'll be able to offer this world-class program to residents not only in assisted living, but also as they move to the care center and into the memory care neighborhood in the care center when it opens. So that training actually began today. training the Village Care Center staff as well. We're also doing the same thing in Chesterfield. Now, the Chesterfield campus assisted living building is now open. So in assisted living and memory care in Chesterfield, we received the final okay and the license to occupy the new assisted living and memory care building in Chesterfield. We just received that yesterday, as a matter of fact. So by Monday of next week, we will be moving new residents into the new assisted living and memory care building in Chesterfield. The skilled nursing facility there is not ready yet, and just like it's not ready here yet, but it will be in November in Chesterfield, and we'll begin moving residents in there as soon as we pass the final inspections and receive the certificate of occupancy there as well, after the state and the county inspectors do their thing. But in the meantime, we're moving in and getting things all set up within that building in Chesterfield. So our massive $201 million construction project across both campuses is coming to an end, coming to a completion with the opening of the care center in Chesterfield and opening of the care center here in Sunset Hills. And we hope that that'll be in December when we begin moving residents into our new care center here, again, depending on the inspection schedule of the people from the state and the county that have to come and give us the okay. So that's our plan, and that we'll be able to move residents out of the old care center, the current care center, into the new care center, hopefully in the beginning of December. That's our goal. The old care center, we're not sure what to do with that yet. We're beginning to contemplate some ideas, well, what we will do with the empty space in the current care center when it's emptied and all the residents have moved to the new one. So we're beginning to work on that. One of the things that we want to bring to the campus is a hospice program. So that's something that we're thinking about, and some other uses for the care center, but we're not exactly sure yet, and we haven't signed anything. But we're beginning to really research some opportunities to use the new care or the old care center while we still have it for some other things that we need to have on the campus overall. Again, everybody's doing great. I know Halloween's coming up. I've seen some decorations around the campus. One thing I ask about your Halloween decorations is that they don't disturb other people. I know there are some residents who have Halloween decorations sitting in the hallways, and some of them make noise, and they make automatic noise as you approach. They have motion sensors or something, but some of them are kind of loud, and they can disturb other residents in the hallway, and you can hear the noise through the doors. So I would ask that you try to dial that back a little bit. It's fun to have all those decorations and do what you like to do for Halloween, as long as it doesn't interfere, with the rights of the other residents. So please make sure that if you think you might be disturbing or interfering with other residents because of the noise some of your decorations make, please dial it back a little bit for the sake of your fellow residents. I'm sure they would appreciate that. But we'll self-police that. You can self-police that and try to just be mindful of the other people around you with those decorations. I can't wait for the holidays to come. Sue is already working on the decoration plan for the whole campus. We're working on the lighting plan for all of the lights around the edges of the buildings. There are a lot more edges of buildings now to put lights on, so we're trying to be strategic and still cost effective and mindful of the cost of all that across the entire campus. But I think you're going to see a nice display, and as Sue begins getting all of those decorations planned out, and she's already been meeting with Walter Knoll, florist, and some others about how all that's going to look. I know her most recent meeting with them was how we're going to decorate the new care center for Christmas. So we're excited about that. Just a reminder, veterans, you will be receiving an opportunity, because we don't know who everybody is that's a veteran, so we will put out word for our veterans to RSVP for the Veterans Day lunch on November 11th. And then also we will begin, and we'll let you know what's going to happen with Christmas galas and how we're going to do that this year, because I insist on us doing that and having people get out of apartments and get dressed up and get your hair done and all those sorts of things so that we can enjoy each other's company, even if it means I have to go to 15 different Christmas galas with smaller numbers of people. I am happy to do that. but I think it's important for us to do that. So plan on getting your clothes pressed and cleaned and ready to go, and make your appointments for your haircut, gentlemen, or your hairdo, ladies, because we're going to try to do something for Christmas, and we're not going to stay holed up in our apartments during the holidays, and we're going to try to enjoy each other's company. That's all I have today. It's good to talk with you. Continue to do what you're doing on preventing COVID-19 to come from the campus. So continue wearing your mask as you are, and everybody's doing a great job with that, I've noticed. And then hand sanitizing, or washing your hands on a regular basis, maintaining your social distancing as best you possibly can, and then no contact with anybody to try to make sure that you don't contract the coronavirus on our campus. We've had a great track record. It's all been because of you, because all of you, everybody on this campus has really done their part to try to keep COVID-19 away. And the record speaks for itself, and we want to continue doing that. What a great place to be. Friendship Village is an oasis in this ocean of COVID everywhere, and it's a wonderful place to be, and I hope that everybody appreciates that and pat yourself on the back for the success that you've had in keeping it away from the campus, even especially those of you who go out off campus to do various activities and run errands. So far, nobody's brought it back. So you know what you're doing. Just keep doing it. I hope to see you again soon. We're going to see if we can have a ballroom, all resident meeting coming up in the future, but we don't know when or how that's going to happen yet. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see you later. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye now.